are spending their money by Pamela Villarreal. Among parents of children 18 to 39 years old, 59% of those parents are providing financial support to adult children who are no longer living in, or who are no longer in school. You should ask yourselves, what can my retirement money do for me now? By the end of the speech, I'd like you to have a little bit more knowledge about retirement plans and how you can access those funds. I believe that it will benefit you in your current life and in your future if you know more about your retirement accounts and how you can access those funds at this time. First, I'll be discussing the different types of retirement plans that your employer has. Secondly, I'll be discussing the actual structure of what's called a defined contribution or 401k plan. And then lastly, I'll be discussing how you can actually access those funds from your 401k plan before retirement. According to the Department of Labor, there are two different types of employer retirement plans. One is called a defined benefit, the other type is called a defined contribution. The differences in these are, one is called the defined contribution, is known as your 401k. This is an account where you and your employer place funds into the account, and you actually get to choose the investment elections. These funds are placed in there on a before-tax basis and through deductions from your paycheck. And also, what's known as a defined benefits plan is a pension plan. This is monies that you actually cannot physically touch until retirement. These funds are placed in the account by your employer on your behalf and are invested the way that they see fit. You can find some further information on your first handout about the differences between a 401k and a pension plan. It's also important that you know some information about your 401k. According to the IRS, also the Internal Revenue Service, your plan administrator is the person who actually lays out the foundation work for what your 401k plan will look like. The amount of company match money that goes into that, again, that's the company's money that they're putting into the account on your behalf, is decided by the company themselves. This money is what's called vested based on years of service or a type of vesting schedule, and that determines when you actually can access those funds. These funds, along with your contributions, are placed into your 401k account, and you actually get to choose how to invest those funds. The different types of, it's important to also note that your 401k also has what's called a true-up. That means if throughout the year that you're placing funds into the account and the company is placing money on your behalf, if they decide that they have not actually met what they said that they were going to, their goal based on what you're contributing, they'll true up the account to make sure that their amounts of money that they're placing in for your behalf has been adjusted, so that way that you aren't missing out on retirement funds. There's two different types of vesting schedules. Again, this is the company money going in. The vesting schedules can be what's called cliff or graduated, and these are based on years of service. If you've been, this is really important, if you've been at a company less than 5 years and are considering actually leaving the company, you would want to take note of the vesting schedule to see how much of the employer funds you actually get to take with you or what's available in your account. The different types of vesting schedules are the cliff, which is 3 years, so you're basically over a 3-year period getting 33 1/3% of the company match monies placed into the account and actually is being released to you if you decide to leave the company or for loan purposes. Also, there's the graduated, which is over a 5 or 6 year period, you would get a prorated amount of the company match. It's also important to know that any funds that you place in the account are 100% vested, and those funds are controlled by you. They are put into your account on a before-tax basis, and they come through your payroll check. If you'll please go ahead and take a look at the second handout I had. I do apologize, my slideshow didn't end up working out. We can go over quickly an example of employer contributions. Example 1, Linda participates in her company's 401k plan. Her company contributes 25 cents for each dollar that Linda's salary, that she directs into the plan. So basically, Linda makes $40,000 a year, and she is directing 5% of her funds into the account, which is $2,000. The company match is $500, so that's basically 25 cents times 2,000 equals $500. And again, that's also subject to the vesting schedule. Now that we have gone over the different things in your 401k, it's important to know about the advantages. According to Joanne Sammers, who wrote the Delicate Balancing Act, there are pros and cons to taking money out of your 401k. Specifically, she noted on loans. You do need to know that the money that's removed from the loan is taken out on what's called an amortization schedule. That's basically the terms of the loan. You can choose to take out the loan between 12 and 60 months. The money comes out through your payroll check on a before-tax basis. And as the money is taken out for the loan, it's no longer invested in the stock market. So that is a downfall to that. One of the pros is that you get to pay yourself back with interest instead of paying interest to a bank. It's also important to note that the loans can only be up to 50% of your vested balance to a total maximum of $50,000. There's also another advantage of being able to take money out of your account. It's called a hardship loan. A hardship withdrawal. According to CNN Money, there are some drawbacks to this. You need to keep in mind that this money will be taxed. It is taxed at a lower rate because you do have to have severe financial burden in order to take out a hardship loan. You have to apply for a hardship withdrawal, and it can be denied. You do have to show that you have supporting documentation that you do have this severe financial need. And then lastly, there's what's called an after-tax withdrawal. An after-tax withdrawal is money taken out. It does not have to be taxed because you've already paid the tax on it, but you do have to have you do have to have an after-tax withdrawal amount available. So in conclusion, I just wanted to inform you of the different types of retirement accounts available, keeping in mind that a pension plan is by your employer only, and that a defined contribution or 401k plan has the ability for you to go ahead and access your monies before you reach retirement. And now ask yourself, the next time you're in a bind, what can your retirement funds do for you?
Okay. That's very good.